Hi class. So till now in our classes on how to write body, we have seen two approaches. First we have seen we can write any essay by breaking that essay into multiple parts, multiple perspective, multiple dimensions. And then our second approach was that in which we can write any essay by moving in some time frame manner in some chronological order. So today we are going to cover our third approach, how to write body of an essay. What we do in this approach, in our third approach, we pick the topic on which we are supposed to write essay, and then we apply different schools of thought or different ideologies to analyze that particular topic. एक टॉपिक आपको उठाना है और उस टॉपिक में डिफरेंट स्कूल्स ऑफ थॉट उसके बारे में क्या कहते हैं आपको ये लिख देना है. Say for example, our topic of essay is education system. Now we can analyze education system from different perspective, from different schools of thought. For example, liberal school. What liberal school will take interest in education? Liberal school will take interest in articles, in rights, like there should be right to equality in education. Education should have the purpose, education should fulfill the parameter, the barometer of democracy. If you talk about Marxist school, school of Karl Marx, then Karl Marx will say that a school should not be in private hand, school should be in public hand, so that everyone in the class should have equal opportunity in that education system. Feminist school will view education how? Feminist school will say that education should be in a such a way that it should be in the position to promote equality, gender equality. And today education promotes inequality in many sense. If you talk about Gandhism, then Gandhism school of thought will view education as नई तालीम. So गांधी का कहना था नई तालीम होना चाहिए education. That means education should have some purpose, pragmatic education होना चाहिए. स्कूल ऑफ pragmatism वो education को क्या देखेगा कि बुक का जो लैंग्वेज है वो ठीक है, बट प्रैक्टिकल नॉलेज, वोकेशनल नॉलेज इज ऑल्सो very very important. So we can see that any topic, any word can be defined in different ways by different schools of thought, by different ideologies, and by putting one ideology in one paragraph, we can get 8 to 10 dimensions that will fulfill the purpose of our essay. So let's see our essay topic. So this is an essay topic, actually UPSC, which and the topic, the school and the topic of essay is management of Indian border disputes, a complex task. So Indian border, so India is having border with multiple countries, and it's a tough task. It's a very complex task, especially to better manage border like India-Bangladesh border, India-Pakistan border. It is a very tough task, and it's a complex task. So why is it a complex task? You are supposed to write this essay. So again, as a layman, if you see this essay topic, then you will think इतना इस टॉपिक में इतने सारे पेजेस भरने हैं, कैसे भरेंगे, क्या लिखेंगे, कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा है. लेकिन अगेन मैंने कहा कि आप इसको सिंपल कुछ पार्ट्स में ब्रेक कर दीजिए, आपका essay आसान हो जाता है. Let us break this essay into several parts, and now our several parts means we are going to analyze this task of management of border from different schools of thought, from different ideologies. All right. So first school of thought, first ideology is realist ideology. All right. So if you see this border management, task of border management from realism, school of realism, realist perspective, what they will say. So school of realism क्या कहता है? School of realism कहता है कि जो बॉर्डर एरिया है या फिर जो इंटरनेशनल रिलेशंस है उसमें वी शुड नॉट बी कंसर्न अबाउट मॉरलिटी, एथिक्स, वैल्यू सिस्टम, ब्ला ब्ला ब्ला, बट वी शुड बी कंसर्न ओनली अबाउट रियलिटी. सो इट इज फ्यूटाइल टू थिंक दैट वी कैन मैनेज इंडिया बांग्लादेश बॉर्डर by promoting people to people interaction, by promoting some good value system, by talking to the government. No, these all are foolish steps. But if you want to manage your border, you just need to go for hard power. Hard power means border को fencing बनाइए, electric fencing बना दीजिए, border के पास में you put security forces. Fine. Then to manage border you should have you should go for armament. आपके पास arms होने चाहिए. In fact, they quote a term like nuclear deterrence. That means as per this school, India and Pakistan have maintained peace for so far because of nuclear. So just take the example of recent Operation Sindoor. So in Operation Sindoor, what was the statement of Donald Trump? Though it's a debatable issue, but what he said that I stopped the war. Otherwise, both nuclear power countries, they were about to go for a full-scale war. So entire world was serious, was concerned in case of India-Pakistan adventure. Why? Because there was concern for nuclear war. And so all the countries, the world players, they came and they wanted to stop this war because both countries were having nuclear. So as per realist, the peace was maintained between India and Pakistan only because both the countries are nuclear power states. And so they also quote a term that is called MAD doctrine, that is mutually assured destruction, which simply means that if one nuclear power will attack the other country, then the other country is bound to give back in the same force. The retaliation will be same and both the countries will destruct each other, and so it is called mutually assured destruction. So as per realist, if you want to manage your border, just go for hard power, force, army and all. Now, liberal school of thought, how liberal will manage the border issue? They will go for soft courses. That means they will promote people-to-people interaction. They will promote more liberal institutions will come into picture. There will be some kind of regular interaction between border security forces. All right, they will go for collective operation. Whenever there is some kind of issue in the border, कोई issue हो गया, किसी ने किसी को गोली मार दी, तो आर्मी वाले आपस में बैठेंगे, सुलझाएंगे, भाई क्या मैटर हो क्या नहीं बेटा. That means, and from this point of view, if you want to manage border in amicable way, manage border in legal mean, fine. कोई हार्ड पावर को यूज नहीं करना है, एकदम आराम से बातचीत करके हमको बॉर्डर को क्या करना है, मैनेज करना है. Then third school, that is, we can call it neoliberal or we can call it neo-realist also. However, the term which I am coining here, please do not take it in core technical way, because a lot of things are there, but in a very vague terms, we can say that from neoliberal point of view or neo-realist point of view, they say just go for combination of both the power. So neoliberal will say, okay, hard power is important. Let us keep some military, let us keep some army to border the manage. But again, core area of management will be through legal institution only. On the other hand, realist, what they will say, the core area for management will be through hard power only, through army, through arms and all. But along with army, hard power, let us go for some soft power also. So they basically call for combination of both hard power and a soft power, that is called a smart power, to manage the border. Next we have functionalist view, how functionalist will manage border. So as per school of functionalism, anything that is functional, that is beneficial for both the country will work. So if you want that border में चीजें सही से चले, border में ज़्यादा वार नहीं हो, दोनों के तरफ के लोग अच्छे से काम करें, तो बस आपको एक चीज़ क्या करनी है, वो करनी है कि बॉर्डर को आप फंक्शनल बना दीजिए. लेट अस मेक बॉर्डर अ फंक्शनल बॉर्डर. वहाँ पर ट्रेड हो रहा है, वहाँ पर बॉर्डर हार्ट्स हो लग रहे हैं, वहाँ पर लोग कुछ वीज़ा ऑन अराइवल टाइप का चीज़ों को लेकर के आना जाना कर रहे हैं, ट्रांसपोर्ट का कम्युनिकेशन बहुत फास्ट हो गया है. लेट अस मेक बॉर्डर अ फंक्शनल टू मैनेज द बॉर्डर. देन व्हाट अबाउट फेमिनिस्ट? So feminists will always see border issue from the school of feminism, and according to them, border issue, border में क्या होता है, border में trafficking होता है, human trafficking, और खास करके क्या होता है, female trafficking. For example, बहुत साल पहले नेपाल में earthquake आया था, तो अचानक से नेपाल में जो लड़कियां हैं उनका trafficking इंडिया की तरफ बहुत ज़्यादा क्या हो बढ़ गया. So feminists, they will always see this complex border issue from the point of view of what? From the point of view of feminism. Fine. So lot of prostitutes, many reports are there that lot of prostitutes, they come from Bangladesh to settle in India. Fine. So feminists, they will view border management entirely from the feminist point of view. Then Marxist, what Marxist will say, that management of border, it's not about India and Bangladesh, it's not about India and Pakistan, it's all about poverty. So poor people from Nepal, they will come to India. Poor people from India, they will go to Nepal. Same thing is from India and Bangladesh. Poor people from both the side will exchange the border, and these all things which we have seen till now, border बनाओ, fencing बनाओ, गोली चलाओ, ये सारी चीजें जो है elites के बीच की बातें हैं, पर असल में border management is all about management of poor people because they are stakeholders and they are someone who are affected. All right. Postmodernist, what they will say? So school of postmodernism, it will say simply forget everything. If you are Prime Minister of India or a policymaker of India and you want to have good relationship or you want to manage border with Pakistan or Bangladesh, you just have to forget कि past में क्या हुआ था, कारगिल क्या हुआ था, 1971 का war क्या हुआ था, सब चीज़ों को भूल जाओ. Start from a fresh perspective, start from a fresh idea from scratch, and then only you will able to find a solution, and then only you will able to find a solution for this management of border. So if you want to manage India-Bangladesh border, भूल जाओ कि पहले कभी BSF ने किसी को मारा था वहाँ पर या कुछ इनक्लेव था. फ्रेश तरीके से अगर आपको सोचना है तभी जाकर के आप बॉर्डर को मैनेज कर पाओगे. फाइन. So say for example a fresh idea can be there that let us have a border management border city. All right, like म्यूनसिपल में जो लोग होते हैं, बॉडी होता है, उसमें इंडिया के भी लोग रहे, बांग्लादेश के भी लोग रहे और वो चीज़ों को मैनेज करें. सो दिस इज वन ऑफ द आइडिया. So you can propose this idea only when you have discarded all the earlier ideas. Otherwise you will be under prison of past. You will not be able to think any new idea. So in this way we can write this essay in a very effective manner, and we can give space to all the parameters, perspective also, and in this way we can very easily write an essay of 200 words. So what is the crux? Crux is that you just have to pick a topic and discuss this topic from multiple schools of thought. Now the question is from where you will get an idea what is liberal view, realist view, postmodernist view. So see, all the UPSC aspirants, they are from some kind of optional book, and in majority of the optional book we are supposed to study different schools. And even if you are not studying any schools of thought in your GS paper, optional paper, then there is one syllabus in our world history GS that we are supposed to study about all the popular philosophies of world like communism, socialism, liberalism, etc. From that you will get an idea how to write this essay, and with practice obviously you can go to perfection. Now next we will see our fourth approach. So this is our fourth approach. So till now we have seen three approaches. First approach, break the essay part into multiple perspective. Second approach, start from in chronological manner, time के साथ evolution के साथ आप चलते रहिए. Third, discuss that particular topic from different schools of thought, from different ideologies. Fourth approach is all about discussing a topic from microscopic level to macroscopic level. You choose any topic, just pick that topic from minor level to major level. एकदम आपको धीरे धीरे उसके लेवल को बढ़ाना है, हर लेवल पर डिस्कस करना है और ये क्वेश्चन आपका जो है हो जाएगा. Say for example, happiness. If you are supposed to write an essay on happiness, all right. So nowadays UPSC is taking lot of interest in philosophical based question. So let's say we have a question on happiness. So what is the meaning of happiness for an individual? Discuss in one paragraph. What is the meaning of happiness for a family? One paragraph. What is the meaning of happiness for a society? Discuss one paragraph. What is the meaning of happiness for a nation? And what is the meaning of happiness for a humanity as a whole? And your answer will be completed. इंडिविजुअल के लेवल हैप्पीनेस का मतलब क्या हो गया? सेंसुअल प्लेजर, गुड फूड, ऑलराइट, गुड मूवीज. फॉर अ फैमिली, अ गुड हाउस, biological needs. For a society, everyone should follow social norms that will bring happiness. For a nation, protection of national interest will give you happiness. For international level, if you think about universal value system, universal norms, universal assets, like if you think about climate justice, then that will promote a kind of universal happiness. So you choose any particular topic and just start from microscopic analysis to macroscopic analysis. वन बाय वन एक एक लेयर इसको जो है प्याज की तरह आपको खोलते जाना है एंड यू विल रीच to the highest level and you will see that you have written a very beautiful essay. Let us take example here. So again this is question of UPSC. Patriarchy is the least noticed yet the most significant structure of social inequality. So what is the demand of the question? Demand of the question is that you have to write about patriarchy. What is patriarchy? Male dominating mindset, that male is everything and in comparison to especially female, male is superior, this mindset. So patriarchy is least noticed and you must have seen this, that nowadays we hardly talk about patriarchy. We never even say, हम कहते हैं कि आजकल इक्वालिटी आ गया, लड़के लड़की के बीच में कोई ऐसा भेदभाव डिस्क्रिमिनेशन नहीं है. बट यूपीएससी आपसे पूछ रहा है कि है, हम उसको नोटिस नहीं कर रहे. वी आर नॉट नोटिसिंग दैट, बट देयर इज डिस्क्रिमिनेशन. सो दिस क्वेश्चन simply ask you to write that patriarchy, the male dominating mindset, this kind of attitude is least noticed. We hardly talk about it, we hardly take concern of it, but it is there in some implied form, in some implicit form, but patriarchy is there, that you have to discuss. That is demand of the question. So as I told you, you just have to discuss patriarchy at all the levels. Let us start. So patriarchy at individual level. All right. So when we say patriarchy at individual level, what is the meaning of patriarchy at individual level? It simply means that an individual person, an individual male or female who is concerned about patriarchy and who carry patriarchy in his or her mindset, then he or she is supposed to carry patriarchy at individual level. Now the question will, how any female can carry patriarchy? Obviously, what is patriarchy? Patriarchy means male dominating attitude. If a male thinks that he is superior to female, then he is carrying patriarchal mindset. But if a female thinks that she is inferior in comparison to male, then she is also carrying this patriarchal attitude, this patriarchal mindset in her mind. So at individual level, we can discuss a lot of things. At individual levels, there is something called male ego, there is something called male superiority complex, there is something called male chauvinism, that means मेल सब कुछ है, हर बात में मेल मेल मेल, मैं लड़का हूँ, मैं लड़का हूँ, लड़का हूँ. इस तरह के माइंडसेट को अगर कोई कैरी कर रहा है, सो वी कॉल इट पेट्रियार्कल माइंडसेट. सो पेट्रियार्की इज देयर एट इंडिविजुअल लेवल. से फॉर एग्जांपल there is a person, any person, XYZ person, a male is there, but you never notice that he is someone who even thinks about the discrimination. He is someone who even believe in gender discrimination. बट आगे काम करते करते, आगे चलते चलते कभी ना कभी ऐसा आएगा कि कोई फीमेल से उसका इंटरेक्शन हुआ और वो ऐसी बात कह देगा कि मालूम चलेगा कि इसके मन में पेट्रियार्की है. यानी अब तक पेट्रियार्की नोटिस नहीं किया गया था उस मेल में, लेकिन जैसे ही the time he started interaction with a female, we noticed that yes, patriarchy is there. So the patriarchy that was least noticed up to now is now exhibited in that particular person. Second, family. How come patriarchy in family? Obviously, patriarchy is carried in a very important, in a very significant way by family. So family as an institution, ऐसा institution है जो patriarchy को carry करता है बहुत सारी चीजों में, like traits. So traits होते हैं like you should behave like a girl. You are a girl. You should behave like a boy. Why are you crying like a girl? You are a male. You should be strong. So these are the traits which are expected in a family, and these traits are infused in a family. Then selection of toys. So girls, they are expected to take kitchen set, doctor set, dolls and all. Males, boys, they are expected to take guns and all. Fine. So career selection. So some career selection like teacher or officer, or we can say doctor, they are more believed to be female oriented. Fine. So in this way, security is also one of the important issues. You are a girl, you should not leave our home after 7 p.m. He is a boy, he is allowed to stay out of home till 11 p.m. So these are the features that infuse and which shows that patriarchy is there in form of social discrimination in a family. Then school, obviously a lot of things in school. Girls dropout ratio, that you can quote as an example. Then security of girls in school, that you can quote an example. Selection of sports. So during sports also, there are many sports which are either restricted to girls, or girls are not encouraged to take part in those sports. All right, you can take the example of cricket itself. So in almost all the schools, if you take the example of cricket, then boys are more promoted in cricket in comparison to girls. All right, so these are mushrooming, or we can say trace of patriarchy in the school itself. Then we can take the example of village town. All right, so in village town, in many visible forms, in many manifestations, you will find this patriarchy, this attitude, patriarchal attitude. For example, cultural norms. So all the cultural norms, almost all the cultural norms, social norms, they are done by whom? By females. All right. Then honor killing is again one of the fact. Honor killing, almost all the honor killing, if you find, then girl is a stakeholder. किसी गर्ल ने दूसरे कास्ट में शादी कर ली, दूसरे रिलीजन में शादी कर ली, तो गर्ल्स के जो फैमिली वाले हैं वो ज़्यादातर टाइम में ऑनर किलिंग करते हैं. फाइन. एज आप देख सकते हैं. फाइन. तो एज गर्ल्स का क्या है सोसाइटी में, मैरिज का एज जो है वो कम है. सो दिस इज ऑल्सो काइंड ऑफ डिस्क्रिमिनेशन. देन इकोनॉमिक्स. ऑब्वियसली economics, we can take a lot of things in economics. We can talk about maternity leave. We can talk about some jobs which are specifically not for women, like jobs in mining, not for women. Even in army, for a very long period of time, women were not allowed, at least in the frontal attacks and all. Fine. And then nation में भी patriarchy की बात होगी. We are talking about women reservation in parliament. We are talking about promoting more and more women in politics. So yesterday only the news was there that Sunitra Pawar is the first women deputy chief minister of Maharashtra. So that was in news, national news. All right. So in budget, what women are getting in national budget, that is always an issue. You can take the example of Operation Sindoor. So in Operation Sindoor, 3 women officers were supposed to give media bites for interview. So there was call for Nari Shakti. India was giving an impression that we are giving a space to Nari Shakti by giving a space to 3 women officers who are representing our country in an operation. All right. International issues. All right. So patriarchy at international level, United Nations. So very least representation is there in United Nations. In fact, women feminist scholars, they demand that more representation should be there in international organizations. More representation of women, or more, at least voice of women should be taken in all the political activities, in all the decision makings. Women are worst sufferer of war. War rape is something there. Women are worst sufferer of climate. All right. Climate degradation अगर होगा तो women उसके सबसे ज़्यादा suffer करती है. They demand more and more women in peacekeeping forces. Then global philosophical में भी हम discuss कर सकते हैं women. How come? So as per Plato, king can be a female. That is basically philosopher queen. All right. So Plato has given a concept of philosopher king or queen. So a person like Plato believes that head of the state, head of the country can be a female also. So that's why many scholars say that, many thinkers believe that Plato was a first feminist thinker. But at the same time, if you take the example of Aristotle, then he believes that women should not be allowed in politics, women should not be allowed to take part in city affairs, major decision making, women should look after the domestic work. So he was highly patriarchal. All right. So even in universal global philosophies which are accepted worldwide, there is trace of patriarchy. So you can see in this way we have discussed multiple things about patriarchy just by taking step by step individual, school, economics or society, village, then nation, then international, and then global philosophy as well. So in this way we can write any essay if we move from microscopic to macroscopic. इंडिया के एजुकेशन सिस्टम के बारे में किसी ने आपसे पूछ लिया. First discussed education system at home, in family, how moral values are given. Then discuss about education system in schools. Then about society के कुछ norms कैसे सिखाए जाते हैं. Then talk about higher education, international education. कोई भी टॉपिक आपको दिया है, आपको माइक्रोस्कोप से मैक्रोस्कोप की तरफ बढ़ना है और हम लोग बहुत अच्छा मैसेज हम लिख सकते हैं. That's all for today. In the next class we will see more some approaches. Thank you.